Hey, it's Brianna, and I am going to be telling you a story time where I thought that I had contracted an STD. So stay tuned for that.
Can't blind me with your love, nobody can drag me. All my life you stood by me when no one else was ever behind me. All these lights, they can't blind me.
So I will give you a little bit of backstory of this. I knew this guy. We actually dated on and off for about a year and a half, and that was almost 4 years ago, but these events actually happened about a year ago, I would want to say. Almost a year ago. And I'll just get right into it. So we got back in contact, and we started kind of hanging out, and my dad didn't really like this guy from when I was dating, so I didn't really tell him that I was hanging out with him a lot, and so I'll actually make a story about, like, the shit that happened in our relationship and tell you why I'm a fucking idiot about going back to him. So about the time I decided that I wanted to lose my virginity to him. And so, everything is, this is kind of like so this is like my first experience kind of with sex, so probably not the best, it's not the best first time, and everything kind of goes well, and it happens a bit, a couple more times after that, and then he decides, he's gonna like go down, but then he notices something, as what he says are black dots, and I'm like, what do you mean? And he like takes his phone and like puts the flashlight on to kind of like have a better look, like he fucking knows what's happening with my vagina, but like, so he does, and he's like looking around, and I'm like, what the fuck, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm not actually gonna do that, and I'm like, well, okay, I'm not, like, and I'm kind of, and by this point, I'm like freaking out, and I'm like, oh my god, did I, contract something? Did he, give me something? I was totally freaking out, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm like, what am I gonna tell my mom? What am I gonna tell my dad? To say, oh, why are you going to the doctor? And so I end up talking to my mom, and I make an appointment to go see my doctor, and so I make the appointment, and when I'm freaking out, I end up texting him, and I'm like, dude, you must have given me something, because I didn't have anything before. I haven't been with anyone at all to eat. And I know that some things can be dormant in your body, but who the fuck thinks of that? When when you hear that you might have like an STD or something, you're not going to be like, oh, well, maybe my body already had it in it. No, you're not going to do that. So I was texting him, blaming him about it, and he actually ended up getting tested, and his was clean, so I'm like, okay, what the fuck? I'm like, oh. So I go, and my mom actually takes me. She actually takes off work so that I can go and get this done, and I'm freaking out, and I've never had, what is it called? It will come back, it'll come to me, that the pap smear. Oh, pap smear. So I go in, the doctor kind of looks, and I'm looking, I'm not looking, she's like taking a look around. She ends up swabbing just to see, I think it's for chlamydia or something, but she does a little swab to just check. But she says, you know what, what did he see? What is wrong? And I'm like, well, I was having sex with this guy, and then he ends up telling me that I had, black dots, and I keep saying black dots because guess what? Newsflash, I didn't have anything. So, she looks, and there's nothing there concerning, so she does a little test. She's like, oh, well, we'll just send this off and see, if anything comes back. I never heard anything back after that, so I am clean. And I'm like, fuck. I felt bad after that. I'm like, oh my God, I totally blamed him, giving me an STD when I didn't, have one. And I was just, I felt bad, so I actually ended up texting him. I was like, you know what? I'm sorry. I didn't, I was just freaking out, and I actually haven't really talked to him or anything like that since then, because I think once you've blamed someone for giving you an STD, it kind of puts them off you, which I wanted to stop what we were doing because I felt guilty, and also, thinking you have, it really puts you off. So I'm like, damn it. And, I think that's pretty much my whole story about thinking someone gave me an STD. And, but I will do a more in-depth kind of story time of my first time, and you can kind of see before I knew about the thinking I had an STD or some unfortunate shit like that, and tell you so thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to my channel, like this video. If you didn't like this video, give it a thumbs down. I don't really care. Like, dislike, anything. Follow me on my social media. You'll see in the down bar and at the end of this video. So have a great day, and I'll see you next time.